What up, what up? Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast. This is our New Year's edition, episode number 13, and we're live at the Normal Brand here in Ladue. As always, brought to you by Cope24 and Cope24.cam.
Good one. And we're not going to edit this either.
No, that's got to be edited out.
No way.
How come if I make a mistake, it doesn't get edited?
Because I'm throwing F-bombs out.
If you make a mistake, it does get edited.
Because it would embarrass the podcast name. If the things that you edited out with me weren't edited out, it would hurt the brand.
You know who the hardest working guy in St. Louis is right now? Jamie Ryan, our editor.
Yes, sir.
Because of your mistakes and everything you want taken out.
You just fucked this up. Not me.
Who did?
You did.
I didn't do anything.
Cam doesn't exist. Although it might now.
Cope24.com.
That's what it is, baby.
That's our sponsor.
Yes.
Along with the Normal Brand. We've got other sponsorships coming your way too. And other sponsorship opportunities.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
we'd love to have you on board.
Yeah, and Jamie does a great job, and he's sitting right in front of us. So
well, we got to give him a shout out.
And you guys chirped me on the Biz Nasty thing where we messed up.
That was your fault.
That's name. Jamie, all the creativity that's going on with some of
him. Yes.
We got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Maybe I messed that one up. Turn your phone off. But Jamie needs to get some recognition on all the cool stuff that he sends out. So good job, buddy. You're staying right in front of me.
Good job,
Jamie.
That's what I do. You know, a lot of people taking notice of that. A lot of people ask me all the time, who's making all your videos?
Yeah, they think I am.
Yeah. we know you're not.
We know I'm not.
You have a grade 9 education.
I don't even know. I mean, Kate tweets my shit out for me, too.
Does she?
Kind of embarrassing. And she's in control of my Facebook.
I know you think it's cool, like your tweets you're putting out at night.
No, they're so nerdy.
I don't like
They're
them.
so fucking nerdy.
Like, you got to stop doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Why are you doing that?
Because I'm jacked up at the time, dude, and I'm like, oh, these guys, they won again. Gee, that's weird. No, that's kind of funny. Because
no, it's not funny. You think it's funny, but it's not that funny.
It's funny. It's funny to me until I wake up the next day and I see what I tweeted out, and I'm like, God. I'm like, damn you.
No, but you think it's like a thing.
Damn
you think
Cam.
It's a thing. Like,
damn you, Cam.
At the end of the game,
it's so nerdy.
You're going to tweet something and you think it's funny.
No, it's not. You're right. It's not. At the time it is. At the time it is. But then when I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh, God, what'd I do? Let me look at Twitter. Oh, you're embarrassing yourself.
Can I say this?
Embarrassing yourself, Cam.
I want to say a quick screw you to everybody out there who told me for years and years that nobody cares about hockey in St. Louis.
Oh, who said that to you?
You'll never find a way to cover hockey in St. Louis.
Yeah. All right.
Because nobody cares. And
yeah,
this is a baseball town. Everything else that kind of came with it. And now I go to Blues practices and they're sold out. And I see promos on television. And being a part of the television broadcast, I see the promos where they're not taking a waiting list for people to buy season tickets for the Blues. And I can't tell you how many times, Cam, when I was younger, coworkers and bosses that I had said, dude, you got to find something else. You got to start covering baseball. Yeah. You got to cover basketball. You got to cover other sports. Nobody cares about hockey here in St. Louis.
Oh my God.
I'd go into like pre-show meetings and say, hey, I want to get into this, get into that. Nobody cares. We're not talking hockey. Nobody cares about hockey.
Yeah. When I first got into radio 3 years ago,
yeah,
I dealt with that a little bit.
You did.
I dealt with that a little bit.
And now look at it.
And it's like, no. Yeah, now look.
Now all those people, they want to be a part of the action.
I know.
You know?
They all want to be a part of it.
And listen, there's room. I'm not saying those people shouldn't be talking hockey and shouldn't be a part of the action because they should. But now
Where were you?
Now it's cool.
Now it's cool. Now it's hip.
Now all of a sudden, covering hockey and talking Blues hockey is cool in St. Louis. But not just the coworkers, because there were plenty of those. But it came from bosses, too, who I knew at the time had no clue what they were talking about, didn't know anything.
Oh, Andy's going off.
And I truly believe
Andy's
that.
Going
well,
off.
No, they knew a lot of things.
No, but you grinded it. No, I get it.
No, but they knew a lot of things. But in this particular subject, they didn't know.
No.
Because playing hockey growing up and being a part of the hockey community.
You scored 30 goals one year.
I did. And coaching hockey, I realized that there's a lot of people
it's psychotic
in St. Louis who love the game of hockey and love the Blues.
Why don't you walk around and look at all the Blues get up everywhere you go? Yeah. Everybody has something.
And
my little nieces, my two little adorable little nieces, Maya and Eva, what they want for Christmas? They wanted Blues gear. I'm like, okay, absolutely. Although it's expensive, Although I'll get you that. These little 5 and 8 year old girls.
I've never seen so many kids wearing Blues
Girls
stuff.
want it. Go to the game. There's females. I mean, like there's kids that are 25, 26 with groups of girls going there and watching games and cheering and wearing jerseys and things like that. And it's just everybody's taken to a liking of hockey. And maybe they knew the Blues. Maybe they didn't understand the game very well. Maybe they didn't. Their parents weren't into hockey. I get that. But now they're going to a game and they're seeing all this recognition and they're seeing how down to earth these guys are. And they're like, I get it, and I like this sport. And
but my point is,
what is
listen,
your point?
It's gotten bigger because they won the Stanley Cup, but the majority of these people have always been there.
Yeah, no, I know.
They've always been there. They've always loved the Blues. They've always loved hockey.
Cult following here.
And nobody was willing to admit it because they either weren't comfortable talking about it or they didn't like the sport and they didn't want to talk about it. And they didn't want to commit money in the budget to cover the game and cover the Blues and cover the sport because they just felt like, oh, well, I didn't grow up around the game. I didn't play the game. I don't play the game. And I just think everybody else loves baseball. And that's all they want to hear is baseball. They don't want to have anything to do with the Blues or with hockey. But the reality is all these people that you see wearing Blues jerseys now and down at the arena and going to practice, the majority of those people just didn't show up because they won the Stanley Cup. They've been there all along. And those people who were running different radio stations, television stations, didn't have the foresight to understand that. But you know who did?
Now it's smacking you right in the face.
And I'll give him a lot of credit for it, and I've said this numerous times. Tom Stillman's the one person who truly understood it. Truly understood it.
No doubt about it. And Tom, honestly, and Tom, of course, the owner, majority owner of the St. Louis Blues, he put a great group together to be able to help finance this whole brigade that this organization is going on right now. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't really care. But my point is, and not to mention Tom skates with us too on a daily basis and tries to keep up. It's unbelievable. Both ownership groups do. Billy do it the third. The Cardinals come out and they skate with us. It's incredible. Tom's done a hell of a job. And if you want to rank, since we're doing a New Year's end to our podcast season here, Andy Strickland. If you want to look at the top guys, the main factors of the decade in this town in St. Louis, Tom has got to be up there. You got a Winter Classic, you got an All-Star game, you got renovations. You have basically a brand new Enterprise Center downtown. I mean, like the place is gorgeous now. Although it looks green because of Enterprise sign, it looks kind of goofy but it is gorgeous. They have bars, they have everything you need. All the seats are done, everything's done. They spend a ton of money. No Tom Stillman, okay? Not to mention all these new beautiful rinks that we're going to be skating at, that we skate at all the time. We have a multi-million-dollar locker room for the alumni, just for them. That's because of this group and what they've done with this town. And the kids are playing hockey, man, and parents are getting their kids into hockey all over this town.
But he understood that that the fan base was already there. They just hadn't had a winner here, obviously. But he had the foresight to retire Bobby Plager's jersey, all that type of stuff. That's been a part of the last 5, 6, 7 years of this franchise. But winning changes everything, and I understand that, and I realize that the Blues are bigger than they've ever been because they won the Stanley Cup. I'm not dumb. I realize that. But I also just want to say that, hey, people have been loving hockey and loving the Blues for a long time. It's not like all these people just showed up overnight after they won the Stanley Cup. They've been here. People just didn't want to admit it, but now they have no choice, and now they're forced to cover the most popular and the biggest game in town, which is the St. Louis Blues.
And you're forced to be able to talk about it, too. Like when you go to the bar, when you go to a bar with your buddies right now, people are talking hockey. Like the game's on. Like you're forced into conversations. You're forced into giving your opinion on things, and because it's just what everybody's talking about.
Yep.
As they should. And right now, the guys, they haven't lost. I don't know how. I don't remember the last time they lost a game. It's been 8 in a row. I don't remember the last time they lost. I could think about it and go on the internet and look at it, but I don't remember. I don't remember a game where I was mad at them. I was like, oh, they didn't play a complete game, or not necessarily a complete game, but oh, these guys are off tonight. Oh, I don't remember the last time I've even seen that. They're missing their star player, and they're finding ways to win hockey games day in and day out. Their captain is the best player on the ice. That's Alex Pietrangelo. Not just best player on the St. Louis Blues. He's the best player on the ice 75% of the night. He's the best player on the ice. You can't hit him. He spins off you. He makes backhand sauce passes 200 feet away for break. He is all over the damn place, and guys are falling. Their guys are just jumping on board. everybody knows their role, including Robert Bertuzzo, Andy Strickland. The other night, he blocks Patrick Laine's shot from 2 feet away 15 times in a row on the PK. Like, doesn't give a shit. He's like, no, I got you. No, you want to hit? Go ahead. Boom, block, boom, block. Bennington's on his... Like, just everybody knows their role, and it's so fun to watch, and you got to appreciate it.
There's no question.
It's
I totally agree. Now, when you were playing here, didn't you get the sense that people loved the Blues?
Oh, my God. Yes.
And you guys weren't even any good.
No, we were exciting.
You're exciting.
We were entertaining. No, we had Bergie, we had Osh and Perry.
Listen,
we had a new group. It was a new group.
Went to the playoffs one year, right?
But it was a new group.
It was.
We were down. We were in a hole in 05, 06. And all of a sudden, you got Osh, you got Perry. I was entertaining. You know, Patrick Berglund was there. Everybody. And then all of a sudden, you had all these... Eric Johnson. You had all these guys.
And you still had Kachuk and Dougie Waite and those guys. Yeah.
Well, not White, but we had Walt. We had Paul Correa. So we were entertaining. Osh was so gigantic in this time.
I don't even know if they have a star on the team right now.
Not even close.
That was as big as of a star TJ Oshie was.
Not even close. Bennington would be the one guy. And maybe Ryan O'Reilly right now. Not even Petro. No. TJ Oshie, I've seen him. I've partied with him. He was so gigantic in this town. And that's when before the Blues even won. That's when they had the 7,000 people. When I was playing for the Devils and I came here the first time, Andy, there were 7,000 people here. And then 2 years later, Osh comes with his long flowing blonde hair and he crushes guys.
He coming on a white horse?
It's unbelievable. And he parties like a rock star. He crushes guys and he's scoring goals at will and he's taking his help. I mean, and everybody's like, oh my God, okay.
And the team, listen, it kind of gets back to what I was saying. People always love the Blues. There was a time when they weren't drawing fans and people weren't coming.
There was a time.
But they had major ownership issues. Totally. That wasn't about the lack of interest in the game of hockey, though. That was a lack of interest in supporting the previous ownership group, or the ownership group at the time, who completely dismantled this team, traded away their best player, all that type of stuff.
Yes. No, yeah. And it was a weird spot. And so every organization goes through that. Yeah. And then what happens after that? Oh, okay. You regroup, you come in, you bring stars in here, you trade me away, and all of a sudden you start winning games. So you win six years in a row. Ken Hitchcock comes in. You have an exciting team. You got stars on the team. You got David Backus, the Warrior, as a captain. You're entertaining and you're winning, and you're well coached. And you got Steve Ott. You just got every little detail, but you still don't win. But damn, are you good and exciting, and it's packed every single night. So you had that turnaround, and it went quick. You had a couple bad years, and all of a sudden, boom, you're back at it. You're back at it. And we even 08, 09, 10, we still sold out most nights. And we were a little bit above 500.
But I even go back to when I was in high school, like in the 90s and whatever. People loved the Blues. I mean, the Blues, God. I mean, were everything to kids who played hockey and kids who didn't play hockey.
Yeah.
The Brett Hall, Brendan Shanahan craze. I mean, people were absolutely crazy about hockey. I'll never forget having Oshie come out to my radio show at Johnny Mac's when I did a show out there. And we had to have a police escort.
Dude.
Because there were so many people who were there. And they had to move his car to the back of the building. To the back. He was.
He was Justin Bieber.
He was Hannah Montana.
Like, no.
Okay.
Well, I mean, okay. But even we would do signings all the time together. And young girls.
Oh my God.
Lined up.
Screaming
for him.
Yes.
Young girls.
Yeah.
Like he's a pop star. Like he's a pop star.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, he's just the nicest kid in the world. And they would be lined up, and I'm like, oh my God.
You think he knew
how
big
of
a star he was?
Yeah.
He knew it.
How do you not
And
know
he
that?
loved it, huh?
He was a star in North Dakota, too.
And he's a star in Washington.
Oh.
He's an absolute superstar there, too.
He and Tommy Wilson, both of them, they do a little thing in warm-ups together. You see where they hit each other's jock, and they do a funny... Like, they're putting on a show every fucking night. I love
Tommy Wilson, man. He's my favorite. He's my favorite player. I may get my kid a Tom Wilson jersey.
We need to get him on the podcast.
We got to get him on.
Brother.
He's an awesome interview, too.
Is he really?
Oh,
he's got a good personality, too?
He's an unbelievable
guy.
guy.
Is he not perfect, then?
He is perfect. And they suspend him all the time. And every time he hits somebody, people act like it's got to be looked at 15, 20 times.
Some of them do.
Sit down.
Some of them do.
Hey, Cam says that every show, but he makes us take it out.
When I cuss a lot, I sound like a hillbilly.
Look it up.
Look it up. If you want to look up my stuff, it's on the internet.
Real quick, so Oshie, girls they're chasing him to the back of the building. And
jumping on his car.
They're on the hood of his car. Like on the hood of his car, like it's Michael Jackson,
It's like
in the Jackson 5.
If you don't get lucky hanging out with Ocean a night, you're not a wheel. Like you got problems if you're hanging out. And like my buddies would come out, and we'd all hang out together. Like if you don't get a number that night, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, because 15 girls would go to him, and then the rest would come over our way, and then like the rest of them would be scattered around. They still want to be part of the group, and like if you don't get one of their numbers, then just go back home. Go back home at that point. That's how cool it was. And Osh is a man, and we need to get him on the podcast too. Jesus Christ.
Osh?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
No, we got to get him
TJ
on.
Oshie, the long-haired guy.
I'm looking to see, the All-Star rosters were announced.
Yeah, I know.
And we talked about this
Harry.
before. The show before it was announced that David Perron was going to be left off.
Yeah.
The All-Star game, I should just say this now. And I know St. Louis is hosting it, and it's going to be a great event for St. Louis, and it's going to be fun to watch some of the best players in the world. Although Alexander Ovechkin doesn't want to come to St. Louis in January.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Okay?
I don't blame him.
he's
Let
not
Ovi
gonna
do
play
what the
in
hell
game.
he wants
so,
to do.
Listen, he won't be here. But I was looking to see if maybe Oshie made it. But,
Carlson.
we knew a couple days ago that David Perron, or at least a day or two ago, that David Perron wasn't going to make the team for St. Louis. I kind of feel bad for David. I don't think he really... I don't know how much he cares or not.
Yeah, I bet
he's
he
kind
does
of
a
a
little
hockey nerd a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
he
he'd
is.
love to have that on his resume.
No doubt.
And I mean that with all due respect when I say hockey nerd. I just mean he puts...
Well, you're one.
Hey, well, yeah, there's no doubt about it. I love the game.
I know you are.
And he
Call you a nerd all the
He
time.
loves the game. Man.
No, he does.
He loves the game. And you do too.
I do too. I'm a nerd
You know?
now too.
I mean, you watch probably more hockey than
I know.
well, you act like I don't know how much hockey you
Who are
actually
you
watch.
kidding?
I don't know if you watch. You watch
and
the
I
Blues.
play it.
You watch the Blues.
And oh yeah, ask me a question.
And
on
you
something.
carry a stick bag into the rink.
I get to the rink
Like an
hour.
absolute
We have
loser.
a multi-million-dollar locker room. I'm getting there early. I'm stretching out. I'm getting in a hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing, Andy. Then I'm going to score a baker's dozen.
So Washington got two players. They got John Carlson and Braden Holtby. So,
Okay.
but we're going to see some great players here.
Yeah.
And I still think there's always a chance that David Perron gets added. You never know with injuries. Guys all of a sudden come up with groin injuries, can't play. Sometimes they do this write-in situation
Explain that real quick.
where they have a certain number of players and fans get to vote for the last player to be named to the roster.
Cool. Yeah,
So I don't know how that's going to play out. But David Perron's having a hell of a year, obviously leading the Blues in scoring. This is the second time in his career that he's led his team in scoring at the All-Star break.
It didn't make it.
And didn't make the All-Star team. He's happened to in Vegas a couple years ago, too.
David Perron has a ring. He was a huge part of that Stanley Cup run. I look at it like as a personal note. If I'm him, like, fuck you. Well, then, like, not fuck the Blue. No, just like, fuck off or whatever. Maybe I should have phrased it in a different way, but too late now. You don't even have to edit that. I don't give a shit. But on the other hand, David Perron, you're dominating on the best team in the league.
Tyler Bertuzzi, by the way, got
scoring-
named from Detroit. Could you imagine if Robbie Fabry was their All-Star?
I love. Okay, you want to talk about that real quick? Like, okay, you see this on the internet too. Like, well, we should have kept Robbie Fabry. Oh, Robbie Fabry's dominating on the worst team in the league.
It's not dominating.
He's scoring. He's successful.
He's having success.
He's having success on the worst team.
They're on
in
pace.
the league.
Do you know the Blues?
The worst team in
The
the league.
Blues in the 2019 calendar year have won 73 games, I believe.
It's
Which is something just absolutely
25
crazy.
points above everybody else.
Yeah, 70.
It's insanity.
And I believe that in the calendar year, Detroit has won something like 45 or somewhere in that 40
so
range.
Robbie Fabry fit into that system, and he
yeah,
can't fit
he
into
wouldn't
this,
have had
and
the
that's
same
just a
role
bomb.
here. He wouldn't have had the same role.
He's not good enough. He's not good enough to be a top 6, and he didn't know his role enough to be a bottom 6.
I like
You think he's gonna take
Delarose for what he does.
Dude, Delarose gets in there.
He does.
He's a big kid. He's looking at Oscar Sundqvist, and he's like, "Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're a fucking warrior." And I'm going to be like that too. Now, did he skate like Sonny? No, not necessarily, but he's big and he's got a good reach and he's got good hockey sense. When he goes into the forecheck, he's like, oh, I know where the puck's going. Ba, 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 ba. Like, I like him. I like him, man. I like everybody on this damn team.
So getting back to Pietrangelo, because this is the best I've ever seen him play.
Yes.
And we've seen him play at a high level in the past. The best thing that ever happened to Alex Pietrangelo, I think,
I know where you're going with
is
this.
Colton Parayko coming here. Because Colton Parayko, now being paired with Jay Bouwmeester, has taken so much pressure off of Alex Pietrangelo where he doesn't have to worry about matching up against the other team's best players every single night and use so much of his energy defending. Now he's getting way more offensive zone starts than he ever had. You know, in the past when Shattenkirk was here, he got the majority of those offensive zone starts.
Yeah.
Petro would start most of his shifts in the defensive zone, And he was a hard matchup guy against the other team's best players. Now he can just play free. He looks like he's hardly even breaking a sweat out there.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. He's not even. Yeah, so he did a post game the other day, and he's not. It didn't even seem like he's sweating. His kid's crying over there, and he's like, "Oh, who's my kid? Here's Oliver. Let me bring." Like he's just. Remember, like a year ago, you watch him after games, and they had the camera on him, and he just have this scowl, and he just be like, "Ah." And now he's just like, "You my kid." Like, and that's what happens when you win and you're successful. But even on the ice, I'm gonna pinch. Good luck getting around him.
I'll do whatever I want.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
I'm a Stanley Cup winner.
I'm the man.
I'll go do whatever I want. And that's how he plays.
Jamie Benn sat on me behind my fucking my goalie, and I got bashed for it. He got bashed for it on 590. He got bashed for my couple people that I work with, where I'm like, settle the F down a little bit.
What do you
on
mean?
him. When Jamie Benn sat on Alex Pietrangelo behind the net a couple years ago, and he owned him, and he sat, then they lost in overtime because Jamie Benn scored.
And they missed the playoffs.
And it was just like, God, it was just really bad. It looked really bad. Mm-hmm. No one even fucks with Petro now. He is the man. Mm-hmm. No one bullies him. No one even talks shit to him. They look back. Even when the Blues beat teams now, teams don't even get pissed. Mm-hmm. They just accept it. And they're like, I'll take it and like it. No one's even chirping guys on our team. Mm-hmm. No one on the Blues chirp anybody. They don't say a word. They don't chirp after the whistle. Except for Bennington once in a while. When you piss him off, he's gonna fucking take a penalty here and there. I don't give a shit. Craig Berube doesn't give a shit about that. That's the way he's gonna be, and that's what gets him in the game. It doesn't get him off his game. But when we go out there and we're up by 4, no one even says a peep. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Well, winning a Stanley Cup has done everything for Pietrangelo. Because now he's just so confident, and like you said, his game obviously reflects that. He's got his contract coming up, all this time. Life is good for Alex Pietrangelo, okay, and he knows it. Dude. And then he passes, Al McInnes for most assists among defensemen in the history of the Blues. I'm going to say it right now. I mean, if this guy re-signs in St. Louis, Alex Pietrangelo is going to have a statue outside the Enterprise Center.
There you go. Andy, I completely agree with you.
Because he's going to, first of all, he's the
how can you not?
First captain to ever lift the Stanley Cup in Blues history. He's going to surpass all the historical records.
Goals,
games. And he'll pass Bernie Federko for most games played in the history of the Blues, too.
I know he will.
So if Al McInnes is going to have a statue out there, and I know Al won a Norris and, was, a generational player in his day and a superstar. But Alex Pietrangelo
will be the most important Blues player.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go there.
No. Most important captain, I would say, and defenseman.
I'm just going to say he's going to have a statue out in front.
He'll be one of the top most important people. And
no one will ever wear number 27 again.
No.
If he stays here.
Good call, Andy. I completely agree with you.
And how much does that really matter to him? And we'll know that based on whether or not he stays. Because I think Alex Pietrangelo is going to have some options. Does he want to go play?
You think?
Live in a different city. His wife is from here. He's got it made here. What kind of deal are the Blues willing to negotiate with him?
He knows he's going to have to take a break. Somewhat of a
but
financial...
does he need to?
He doesn't need to do anything.
Should he have to take a break? He just won the Stanley Cup. He's one of the best in his position.
You asked me a question.
In the league. Should he have to take a break?
Me a question. I'm going to answer it. I think what Doug Armstrong's mindset is going to be as a GM with this organization right now, that's the way he's going to have to draw the line eventually, no matter who it is. Mm-hmm. Even if Petro's the best of the best, we all know that. I think Doug still has to draw that line and say, this is where we're going to be at. Mm-hmm. You want to be the man? You want to have a statue? You want to do it all? You want to make a little bit less money? But this is our line. You have to have a line, no matter what, for Doug Armstrong, and he's going to put the marker down. And Petro's going to have to be the one to make that decision. What that line is, I don't know yet.
But let me ask you this though: even if Braden Shen, who's a couple years younger than Petro, Justin Falk, these guys are getting max deals. I mean, Falk got a 7-year deal. Or 8. What do you get? 7 or 8 years?
Fine. No, I'm not talking about.
Right? And Shen got the 8 year. You're not talking about the term?
No.
Well, that's going to be the bigger issue. It's not the money, Cam. It's going to be the term.
You don't think the AAV's not the problem?
No, I think the bigger issue is going to be the term.
Okay.
I mean, the market kind of sets itself for Alex Pietrangelo, okay, in terms of, what he's going to want, what the Blues are going to be willing to pay him. You just look at the market. You look at Roman Yossi's deal. Is he worth slightly more than Yossi? Yossi's getting, $50 million in the first 5 years. The Blues can match that.
I agree with that.
Okay,
I agree
but
with
the
that.
Blues
That's
are
not bad.
also cautious. They don't want to turn into the LA Kings and into the Chicago
Or
Blackhawks.
San
Okay.
Jose Sharks.
Well, no, but I mean, San Jose didn't win a cup. I'm just talking about.
Eric Carlson's deal. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
I
like,
know,
that's
but
a
I'm
monster.
talking about teams that have won cups and have rewarded their
Yeah.
players, aging players, with longer contracts than they should have. And now you regret that. And you look at Brent Seabrook; he's out for the year. He's got the injury.
He's still got
But if they
4
had to do
years
that
left.
all over again, you don't want to get yourself caught in that situation. So I think that's where, Doug Armstrong is going to do his best to try to protect the organization
You have
long
to.
term.
You have to, and I think Petro understands that too. No, you're right on that. I don't know. It will be curious to see what's going to happen and what's going down, between the walls there. But Petro has honestly been the best player on the ice the majority of the games. Again, not with the Blues, not just with defensemen. He's the best player on the ice for the majority of the games this year, and it's so unbelievably noticeable. I don't know. He's just in complete
He's
control.
just better with less responsibility.
It's just
also,
crazy.
okay?
Yeah, but he's doing a lot more.
He's
doing a lot more.
He is, and he's still defending at a high level. He's
It's
still
nice
on the.
to have Falk on your left side there.
For sure.
Falk could get back, and he's strong, man. Falk is strong on his skates.
No, he's found his way too.
He has.
He's
dude.
a hell of
Good
a
for
hockey
him.
player.
He's a
man.
hell of a hockey player.
People were trying to bash him.
I know.
I'm like, dude, he's been here for like a week or two.
Dude,
He just walked
third
into a
fiddle.
locker room where the team just won the Stanley
they're
Cup,
celebrating
and they're
everywhere.
celebrating, and all of a sudden he's trying to figure out how he fits in.
Dude.
People are questioning whether or not he's taking, Alex Pietrangelo, the captain's job, moving forward.
Dude.
I mean, just relax.
I know.
People are so quick to judge.
They are, and you know what? People are impatient too, and being on the radio every single day, you got to nitpick things here and there. But I'm trying to right now, and I'm not finding much.
It's the best David Perron's ever played too.
He's
So, and he didn't make the All-Star team. I think he'll live, and hopefully he's
finding ways to score, and he's still not fast. Like, he's not a fast guy.
O'Reilly's not fast either.
O'Reilly can skate a lot better. When
they
O'Reilly takes a puck in the D zone, he goes through the neutral zone, Andy, he's flying.
No, I know, but
David Perron's not.
But they just have the ability to hang on to the puck.
They're good, man.
And protect the puck better than any twosome right now going in the National Hockey League. They're not the most skilled, but they play with a ton of skill.
God, but
They're not the biggest. They're not the strongest. Certainly not the fastest.
every time Perry shoots the
But
puck,
you
I'm like,
never
that might
know
go
it.
in. Every time he shoots the puck, that might go in. Every time he gets it and there's 5 guys in front of him, he'll like toe drag it in a weird way and then like recorrect himself and then rip it top shelf.
I saw a great stat yesterday. We have a stat guy on Fox Sports Midwest by the name of David Otto. Great dude. And he had a stat where, and for the entire league, of the number of shots that you take that lead to second chance opportunities and rebounds versus the percentages of shots that are
Right in the
gobbled
chest.
up by the goaltender
What Schwartz used to do.
with no rebound.
Yeah.
And David Perron has the largest percentage on the Blues of shots that lead to second chances.
I'm going to steal that from you and use it on my radio show tomorrow.
Oh, you can't do that.
Oh, I can't.
No,
do
you
that.
can't.
No,
do that.
I just did it.
You can't steal
I
that.
stole it in my head, and I'm going to forget it in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, you'll forget it.
And I'll call you
You
tomorrow
won't get
morning.
that. But David Perron's been fun to watch and whatever. So he didn't make the All-Star team. Jordan Binnington absolutely deserves to be on the All-Star team, and
Absolutely.
his last 12 months have been absolutely crazy. Could you imagine? And did you know that he wore his Providence Bruins, clothing underneath his equipment all of last year during the playoffs? Like his long johns and everything were Providence Bruins.
Really?
Yes, and it's in the Hall of Fame right now.
Oh, my God. Good for you, Providence.
I know. So, it's just crazy, and the Blues are set up to be good for a long time. This isn't going to be a 1 or 2 year situation.
But it's good to have a podcast like this, Andy. We're gonna be at Twisters next. We're gonna be at Twisters, Tony Twist's house next
Are
weekend.
we going to his house?
We're going to his house, dude. I said, let's party a little bit, Twister. Get that pool open. Let's dig into some of the fights. So we're going to be at Tony Twist next podcast. Should be interesting. But I think today we needed to kind of break down on what our mindset was with this organization we got going here in St. Louis and the Blues. And I thought we needed to bring just let you know what's on our mind today, basically.
Well, listen, it's the end of the year, and people, we got a lot of guests who are coming up. We've had some great
Tons.
guests on the show, by
Yes.
the way. I mean, we've had some unbelievable
Oh, my God.
guests
Hall of
for
Famers.
just getting this thing started. I mean, this has been a lot of fun doing this. But it's the holiday season. Guys are traveling. Guys are on vacation. Guys are skiing and whatever. So I mean, you're not. We just didn't feel comfortable bothering somebody right now with the New Year's right around the corner. So
I know.
we wanted to do our own New Year's resolution and kind of bring in 2020 the right way, and kind of go over our thoughts of how the podcast has gone so far. Cam Jansen, who's been your favorite guest we've had on so far?
Well, I think Matthew Barnaby was great.
Mm-hmm.
Biz does his thing, of course. Marty was awesome. I think he was real loose.
Marty was good.
Although somebody chirped me for over. Did I talk over him a couple times?
I think you talked too much. Yeah, that's what happened there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what happened. You talked way too much. You're talking over
Sorry,
him.
man.
You're talking over me.
I'm not.
I mean, a lot of the feedback I'm getting is that you talk too much. I don't know.
Really? Oh, damn. All right, well, I won't say anything anymore.
Mike Commodore was great.
Comey was great. God, who else do we have? I don't even remember.
We've had some good. Ryan O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly was the first one we did, and I want to push people to go back and listen to that if you haven't.
I agree.
Because we didn't really, publicize it too much. It was the first one we had done.
We got done partying with him in the Stanley Cup.
We did.
Oh, God.
And we had a lot of fun with the interview and the conversation that we had with him. So go back and listen to that, because I know maybe it's a little bit dated now, but it really isn't, because it goes into last summer, everything that went into it.
He's unique, man.
And you learn more about Ryan O'Reilly in that interview than you probably know about him right now. So go ahead and have a listen. Daniel Carcillo was absolutely
It was good. You were great in that one. I was terrible. You were great in that one.
You were so nervous.
I'm sorry.
Why were you so nervous?
I wasn't nervous.
That? You were nervous afterwards. You didn't like how you came across.
No, I cussed too much. And I just cussed way too much.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you understood the seriousness or the tone of the conversation.
I was trying to be a little bit funny. I was trying to make fun of you a little bit, which is so easy to do.
You get upset when you do that.
No, I felt like an ass a little bit, and I'm like,
no, you feel bad.
I feel bad.
I don't even realize you're doing it.
I know,
because I don't even.
Is that good though? That's a good partner then.
Yeah,
because I know when I'm an ass.
Because I could care less.
Yeah,
because I give it to you.
Kate was listening. She's like, you're kind of being an ass. I'm like,
really? She said that.
Oh yeah.
Oh good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kate.
Oh, she corrects me every single day on the radio show. So I'm like, listen to this. I was just cussing way too much. And look. And I know we're kind of babbling on right now, but it doesn't matter. If you guys want to know how we think when we do that, we don't just come and do it. Like I get worried about what we say and things like that. We all know what's going on with society today, but we want to be real with you guys, and we wanted to break down the blues, and we did, Andy.
Yeah. Barry Melrose was great too. Jamie Ryan showed me all the guests we've had on. Andy McDonald opened up for the first time. He hadn't really done an interview since he retired.
Sean Avery was great.
Walked away. Sean Avery was the best.
Good God, Jeff O'Neill.
Yes,
we got a
Jeff O'Neill big timed you.
He big timed me a little bit though. I tried to be funny with him at the end. He didn't even say anything.
No, I think he was ready to go.
He was ready to bounce. You're pointing at something else. What else?
He didn't want to talk about Mike Babcock.
Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. No. Oh yeah, and Jammer. We got Jammer on.
And Jammer was good
Jamal
too.
Maris. I know you keep pointing at something I couldn't see it. We got Jamal Maris, a bunch of guys on. Check that out. Cam and Strick podcast at Strick Cam on Twitter. We want to thank the Normal Brand, of course, for hooking us up always. And I like doing this kind of stuff, Andy. That was good. We needed to break down the blues.
Well, we had to.
Dude, they're just too good.
I got to give a shout out to Mark Savard too. He's the power play guy.
Yeah, I know.
Because all of a sudden the power play is
sickening.
Top 5, top 6 in the league.
Yeah.
Kind of varies and changes by the day. And he has a lot to do with that too. And they're finding a way. And they're doing all this without Vladimir Tarasenko. I do a bunch of radio interviews, and people ask that question: how are the Blues doing this without Tarasenko? Yeah. And as great as Tarasenko is, and obviously it's going to be a luxury when he comes back, and he's going to help them make a playoff push and try to repeat here. But I think people think the Blues depend on Tarasenko probably more than they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but wouldn't mind having him in the lineup here.
Who comes off the power play though when he comes back?
That's a good question, man.
Because all these guys, I mean, even Jaden Schwartz, who 2 weeks ago I was like, what happened? How come he goes from being really good to struggling?
He's not even
really
doing anything. He's great at holding on to the puck. He's great at slipping off guys. And right now he's in the right spot at the right time. Mm-hmm. And he's just going on that play the other day where Kyrie just finds him and he's just right there. Like, I'm open. I could break away from this team, man, and I'll get in.
It was a goal scorer's goal, though.
It's a goal scorer's goal. No, he held it, boom. 5-hole, boom.
Yes.
See you later.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go. Thank you to Normal Brand.
What's your New Year's resolution? You going to quit chewing tobacco?
I might quit chewing, man.
Okay.
I might quit chewing a little bit. No, Kate's like, yeah, you might have to stop doing that. You're on TV, you're doing stuff. You need your smile carries you. Mm-hmm. Your smile carries you, Cam. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, Kate.
It gives you like a permanent fat lip if you don't quit chewing tobacco.
No, it gives you like
Doesn't it?
like mouth cancer, homeboy.
Oh, it does that too.
That's what
You don't want that either.
And your teeth are like grimy looking.
Yeah,
I
you
brush my
can't do
teeth
that.
all the time, and I have those little toothpick thingies where I clear my teeth out every single day. And if you ask any dentist, they're like, as long as you floss, you're gonna be okay.
All right, good. All right.
I gotta quit doing
Happy New Year to you, man.
You too, homeboy.
And of course, all our friends over there at Cope 24.
Damn
Cope
right.
24 does a great job educating young kids and foster parents and all that stuff in terms of how to take on the responsibility of being a parent. That is so important, as we know, and we appreciate the support that they've given us here on this podcast as well. It's been a lot of fun. We've got so much more to go. We're just getting started.
Twister's next, by the way.
Twister will be it.
My
And
God.
Jordan Tutu is coming up as well.
Baby. Prongs.
Prongs.
We got them all.
We've got some
we
good
got them
ones.
all. We gotta get Ryan Whitney on too.
Big Walt, Ryan Whitney. We've got a number of guys who are coming.
Dougie Gilmore.
Scotty Gomez, Curtis Joseph.
We got them all.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all committed. So we'll be back. Thank you guys. Strick Podcast.